Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and via Skype. Keep your microphones mute so that no disturbance feeds in the system. This disturbance that you are hearing is feeding into the system. Keep your microphones mute. Then whatever disturbance is generating at your end will not be feeding in the system. The disturbance is coming from EL. Check your microphone. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we are connected. Being just yourself is benediction. Being just yourself is benediction. Just be yourself in your thinking, expression, and actions in life. Just be yourself in your thinking, expression, and actions in life. That will bring benediction. Tao says when nobody knows, Tao says that when nobody knows what to make of you, you are ordinary, and that nobody knows what to make of you. Nobody knows any utility for you. You cannot be used. You are so ordinary without any talent. Then they say the real mystery reveals itself through you. According to Tao, Tao says that when nobody knows what to make of you, you are so ordinary that nobody knows what to make of you. Nobody knows any utility for you. You cannot be used. You are so ordinary without any talent. Then they say the real mystery reveals itself through you. When you can be used, you become godlike. What is the meaning? Whenever you are used, you become an object, you become a thing. Whenever you cannot be used, you become a person. A person is not a utility. An object, a thing can be utility. If somebody asks you, who are you? You say, I am a doctor. What do you mean? It means that society is using you as a doctor. It is a function, not a personality. It is not your person, not your being. It is utility. Society is using you as a doctor. Society is using you as a doctor. Someone else says, I'm a carpenter. Next one says, I'm a shoemaker. Is this your being? Certainly not your being. Instead, just represents your utility in the society. Your utility in the society is using you as an object. And the more valuable your use is, the more society will value you. But if you drop all talents, if you become just ordinary and nobody knows what to do with you, nobody can use you. You have gone beyond the society. Now you are no longer a thing, an object. You have become a person. And this does not mean that you will not do anything. You will, but nobody will use you. You will do things on your own. It will be your flowering. A rose flowers, not for those who will pass, not for those who will see, not for those who will smell the fragrance, no. It flowers really on its own, for its own sake. Flower is the offering of their gratitude to the divine altar. And we pick up those flowers to place as your offering to the divine. When a flower blossoms, it is the offering of the flower at divine altar. It has blossomed, and in that blossoming it has offered itself. How can you use somebody else's offering at the divine altar? The man of Tao flowers on his own. He is like the rose flower. He is not a utility. And a man who has not known his innermost being is always like a thing. It is important that you know your inner being, that you are the seed. You can blossom one day. Nourish and nurture the seed that you are, so that you can blossom one day. And a man who has not known his innermost being is always like an object. He is always on display in the showcase of the society, like the showcase of the shop, waiting for someone to come and use him with all his certificates, distinctions and talents. He is standing in the showcase, he is always lamenting, come and use me, make me an object, make me a thing. Indeed, I am the most valuable and useful object. You will never get anything better than me. Come and use me. This is your whole lament. And if this is your lament, then certainly you will become an object, a thing. A man of Tao, man of understanding, drops all distinctions. He burns all his certificates and destroys the bridges, remaining in himself, and thus he becomes a flower. Thus he becomes a flower, and this flowering is for no purpose. It is purposeless. It is not utilitarian. Many are benefited by it. Certainly many will be benefited by it. Many will be benefited by it. But it is not for them. Instead, it is for one's own self. He has attained his destiny. Then there is fulfillment, and this is ultimate. A thing will remain always unfulfilled because you have to be a person, an authentic person, to be fulfilled. You have not to be a thing, not to be a husband, because to be a husband is a thing. You have not to be a wife. Just to be a wife is to have a utility. Just be a flower, and only then you can love. But there is no need to be a husband or a wife. You can share what you are. You can share your presence. But there is no need to advertise anything. A flower blossoms, but it does not need any advertisement. If someone partakes of its beauty, its splendor, fragrance, and happiness, it is good. If nobody passes by the spot where the flower has blossomed, there is no problem, it is okay then as well. When you flower for yourself, everything is okay and nothing is wrong. When you exist for somebody else, just waiting in the showcase, labeled, priced, catalogued, and advertised, you will never reach the fulfillment, because a thing is always a dead thing. Only a person is alive. Only a person is alive. Be alive and be a person. And this you can never be if you are copying someone, imitating someone. Many of the so-called people you see, they are imitating this one or that one. The expressions, the hand gestures, the movements, the clothes. They are imitating someone, and imitators cannot reach anywhere. Be alive, be a person, and this you can never be if you go on imitating someone, copying someone. If you remain on the monkey mountain, you will never be real and authentic. And drop all falsities, exhibitions, displays, or imitations. Just be yourself, ordinary and unique. Ordinary and unique. And fulfill your destiny then. Your destiny will be fulfilled. In the spiritual world, no footprints are left. It is just like the sky, a bird flies without leaving footprints for someone to follow. Just take a delight in me, be happy with me, and you will absorb the essence of Buddhahood. Just rejoice the blossoming of the flower, be with the flower, be happy with me, and you will absorb much of the essence of Buddhahood. And that will show you the path. Instead of imitating someone. I grew up with Naqshbandi Sufi masters. my uncle, and almost everyone was a master. So when you are growing, you try to imitate this one or that one. So we used to imitate the mannerism, the way of dressing of the master. I recall very well once we were supposed to go somewhere. My uncle, the Sufi master, has a habit to use in winter. He always used to wear a dhoti, the Indian style, and a kurta, and then a kind of a sleeveless jacket. Maybe he will use a woolen kurta, and he will take a shawl, or that you call a stroll, the word is used, and it is on his back and comes from under one arm, so the two arms are free. So we were supposed to go somewhere. I did not wear dhoti, so I put on my long trousers and the kurta and take the shawl, the stroll in the same manner. My grandmother, the Sufi master, saw me. He said, "What is this? Why are you imitating him? Don't be imitating monkey. You dress your way. Create your own style. You dress up normal. If you feel the pant is comfortable, okay, you are going for the meditation session, you can keep the kurta and the trousers on, but put on something, a jacket or something warm over it. Not that way, because you are imitating. And imitations cannot take you far. Just be yourself. A rose never imitates anyone. It never imitates marigold, neither in color nor in the way of its looks or anything, neither in the fragrance. It has its own fragrance, beauty, color. And in the same way, the rose has its own beauty. Orchid has its own beauty. And each one of them, when they blossom, they create a beauty of their own. They have blossomed. Each one of you is a flower in seed form, and it is waiting to be blossomed. Just be yourself and not be guided by the thinking of the others. Just be yourself. Flower on your own. Let your thinking be yours, expression be yours, and actions in life be yours. Not guided by anyone else, not influenced by anyone. Different flower plants are planted on the same bed. They are drawing the nourishment from the same earth. Whatever fertilizer you have put it, that becomes a source of food for all the plants on that flower bed. but they continue to maintain their individuality. They are not affected by the neighbor, the marigold flower, or any other flower. Each flower has its own thinking, expression, and way of blossoming. And that is benediction, in that you have allowed to blossom the flower of your being. And there is no better joy than blossoming of the flower of your being. Tao says nobody knows what to make of you. You are so ordinary that nobody knows what to make of you. Nobody knows any utility for you. You cannot be used. You are so ordinary without any talent, that is, say, the real mystery reveals itself then through you. Then you become the real mystery of the existence. When you cannot be used, you become godlike. What is the meaning? Whenever you are used, you become an object, a thing. Whenever you cannot be used, you become a person. Just decide what you want to be. You want to be You want to have your own thinking, expression, and actions in life, then rest assured, benediction is your way. Only this much for this morning. Tomorrow's session will be preempted, as I have something to do in the morning early. So there will be no session for tomorrow. Just remember this. We will be back again on Saturday. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.